Okay, I am running a little behind, so let's just get started and hope for the best. So let's go. Oh, wait, I shouldn't have to do this anymore, right? I set up the bot to be able to do the thing. So hold on. SariBot is here. Okay, alright, so hold on. Will the bot do the thing and then I don't have to do it? Wait, let's wait for it. I'm live now. I didn't have to do it. All right. Stream cord worked. All right. Awesome. Okay. Sweet. Chan, welcome in. How's it going? Thanks for getting everything ready. Sorry I'm late. Um, I let me also double check the audio because I'm paranoid. Always gotta check. It'll actually be more important that I check the audio next week because I was playing around with a new microphone, but I'm not using it today, so I think there's just too many shenanigans going on. Felden Kane, welcome in. How's it going, Todd? Hopefully you're doing well. Good to see you. Felden Kane says, "Hi, Chan. Thank you kindly for the shout out. Yeah, hope you're all doing well today." Yeah, I'm doing pretty well. Chan, are you doing pretty well? Let's see. Where was I? Oh yeah, for the first time in a long time, I changed my suggested channels for the first time in like maybe years. It's been a while since I updated that. Todd says, "Hi, Nam. Good to see you too. Doing pretty well, thanks. Hope you are too." Yeah, I'd say for the most part, I'm doing fine. Let me see here. Chan the Magic Man, thank you so much for the resub for 28 months. Chan the Magic, you're a wizard, Nam. Says Durkey Blaine. Welcome in, Durkey Blaine. Bay JMB, welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you guys are doing well today. I double checked and StreamCord worked in the Discord. Alstro Art, welcome in. Some people are setting off fireworks because of the Super Bowl. LOL. Says, yeah, so a lot of people where I currently live don't like the Patriots, and a lot of people from where I used to live, like as a kid, love the Patriots. And I actually don't know what the final. I assume because I saw the score at like late quarter four. So hold on, I'll just do the double check really quick. Super, and that's final. Yep, okay, that's final. So Al Stewart says, "I hate the Patriots." Charlie's Beat says, "Mod love," and oh crap, oh man, hold on. Uh, oh god. All right. Hi guys, how's it going? Andrew Ward, thank you so much for the resub for Prime sub. All right, okay. I just realized that there's a card in here that it doesn't belong. What cards don't belong? Oh, there's actually 3. Okay, all right, all right. Well, we'll just have to put those into the deck and then just make them disappear. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slide those in there. Yeah, Hype Train, and now I don't know if you guys can tell, but look, now all of those cards are gone. See, we just put them in the middle, and then they just disappear from the deck, right? So, and if you're thinking you see them on the front side too, that's not the case either. All right. Thanks for the early hype train, everybody. I also didn't even do the audio check, but I assume people can hear me because people have been responding. So, Bayjammy, thank you so much for the bits. All right, so here we have the 10 of spades. Let me grab the 10 of spades. We're going to put that into the middle of the deck. And if I snap, Kyo Demon, welcome in. How's it going? Here's the 10 of spades again. Look, I'm going to grab it, take it, place it in the middle of the deck. Before we snap, I'm going to show you the top card. That's not the 10 of spades, but if I snap, you show who's typing in 6-7? Why are we typing in 6-7? Al Short, thank you kindly for the gigantic emote. Let me see here. So Al Short, thank you for the gigantic emotes. Both of them, multiple of them. Bayjambi, thank you so much for the 50 bits. We're gonna take this, place it in the middle of this packet. Take this whole packet, place it in the middle of this packet. Oh, 67%? Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying things 6-7 because of the meme. Because my wife is really annoyed at the 6-7 meme. And for some reason, it doesn't even mean anything, right? Like, it doesn't even mean anything. BJP, thank you so much for the 50 bits. Okay, alright. So, once again, 10 of spades. Let's put that into the middle of the deck there. We'll give this a nice shuffle. Bert, welcome in. How's it going, GipsonLens? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. Guys, you did not know this raid song, not raid song, this Hype Train song is a GipsonLens original. I mixed it manually from 2 versions of this song. But actually, GipsonLens has a new single out, so if you are interested, check GipsonLens's music stuff out. Man, this is not even clean. I can even see like a little black particle. Man, I'm gonna have to catch up with you guys after this hype train. Okay, alright. See, there's a back to a front to a back to a back, yeah. But we're gonna go ahead and certainly we can fix this. Certainly we can fix this. What? Hey guys, I don't know what I did, but there's something strange going on here. I'm not sure what is up with these 3 cards, but one of these should be the correct card. Because if I show you, it's this one. But then, if I show you, it's also this one. And then if I show you, it's also this one. That's so weird. I know. But actually, if I just go ahead and I place this here into the middle, you'll probably see something that perhaps... Snowy City, welcome in. How's it going? There's something strange about this because actually, none of these are... Kyojima, thank you so much for the 2 gifted subs. Oh my god, the hype train is continuing. Does that... Whoa. Now here's the important thing. None of these are the 10 of spades. Oh. Oh, wait. There's probably a good chance for me to put on my cheating gloves. Okay, hold on. Alright. But anyway, yeah, none of these are 10 of spades, although this one's a black 10. However, if I wanted to make them all look like it... Wait, that wasn't it. Hold on. There we go. Nope, that's not it either. Okay, hold on. Let me just do a quick check. There it is! Thank you so much for the bits. Oh man, okay, oh, we're in a hype train, okay. Man, there's so much going on. Hold on, I'm not even... I'm gonna have to thank everybody after hype train is over, but the hype train's still going technically, so... Still going, alright! Here's the 10 of spades again! Alright, and then of course you kind of think this is gonna be the 10 of spades, but no, that's not the 10 of spades. But actually, let me go ahead and grab the 10 of spades and put it back over here. I don't know if you can tell, but... Ta-da, there it is. 10 of spades! Man, what have I done with the 10 of spades? So many things going on with the 10 of spades. Okay, let's go ahead and do something else. Why the 10 of spades? I don't know. We chose it as a random selection earlier, and now we're stuck with it for the rest of the hype train. Alright, here. 10 of spades. We have a red king, a black king, another black king, and of course the 10 of spades. But let me just go ahead and place the 10 over there, and we will grab the 2 black kings. Let's place the 10 over here. And so with these 1, 2, 3, let's smash these together. I don't know if you can tell, but now these 3 cards have become 2 cards because the other card, which is going to be the 10, has teleported over here. I don't know if you can tell. There it is. That might have been too fast. Maybe you didn't get a chance to see it. So we'll go ahead and do that again. So we're going to leave the 10 like this against the 4 kings. Last time we did turn over all 4 kings. This time I'll leave the 2 black kings face up. And then of course we've got our 10 right there. But we're going to do something a little bit different this time. We will go ahead and place the 10 in between the 2 black kings. Once again, we're going to smash all these cards. I don't know if you can tell, but look, they've been smashed. But actually, if I show you, there's only 1 card here now, and it's actually the 10. And you're probably wondering, wait, where are the 2 red kings? Because there's only 1 card over here. Well, all you have to do is hold the 2 edges and pull. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can tell, but they come apart. There it is. Okay, hype chain still going? All right, okay. Okay, here we go. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to leave the 10 over here just for a second. DJ Magic Mikey, how's it going? And then over here we have the kings. So let's go ahead and we will just, and I'll show you that all 4 kings are over here. But 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you can tell, but look, all 4 kings have turned into 1 king, and this 1 10 has turned into 4 cards. Here's the 10. Here are the kings. And that's crazy. All right. Let's see here. What can we do? You know what? The 10 is currently in hell. The 10 never wanted to do this many magic tricks in a row. And so let's go ahead and show you a random trick where the 10 wants to get away from all of the magic tricks. But it's going to go ahead and get shoved in the magic trick. But all it wants to do is try and get out. So here's the 10. But actually, it's going to go ahead and get shoved into the middle of the magic tricks again. But then all it wants to do is get out. And then, of course, it's going to want to get into the magic... No, it wants to get out, but the magic trick's not going to let it get out. And then, finally, you think that perhaps something is going on. But no. The 10 is going to go ahead and finally get out. Okay, and that was a bunch of improvised tricks. I mean, some of them are things that I normally do, but I did chain a bunch together that don't get normally chained together. So, thank you for that hype train, guys. That was early and unexpected. I didn't even put on cheating gloves. I was actually I didn't feel too comfortable doing a couple of those sleights because I was not getting traction on my fingers. So, but let me go ahead and go back and thank everybody and then have to catch up with chat. So, Chan the Magic Man, thank you so much for the resub. Andrew Ward, thank you so much for the resub. Alstro Art, thank you for the 2 gigantic emotes. Bay JMB, thank you for the bits. Twice. Alstro Art, thank you for the bits separately from the gigantic emotes. Kyo Demon, thank you so much for the 2 gift subs. Bay JMB, thanks for the 3 stream watch streak, which is impressive because I haven't been, I don't have a regular schedule for all of the other random streams that I have. I just kind of announce them in Discord. Speaking of which, we made some improvements to Discord. So, I actually set up StreamCord during the last stream. I actually used it as a stream improvement stream. And we set up StreamCord, the free version. So so hopefully now I should be able to figure out when ads happen and when they end, importantly. All right, let me go ahead and catch up with chat. I did miss a lot, so let me see here. Let's see. Chan says, hype! Andrew War says, sorry, it tried to show me an ad for football, and I do not consent. Especially now, right? Because football season's over. technically, as of like however many minutes ago the game ended. Um, Alstor with the tap 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 emote. All right. Thank you for the bits. Q Demon's like, what? Lol. And heyo. And thank you for the, was it squirt gun? Yeah, squirt emote. All right. Let's see here. Thank you for the bits again. Welcome in, Bert. And then Snowy City says, wow, hey, Chan. Welcome in, Snowy City. How are you? Snowy City, I don't know if you've been here before, but hi, my name is Nam, also known as Crazy Asian, and I like to do sleight of hand card magic on stream. Crazy Asian spelled this weird way. I suppose that's a lot less readable than... Here's the weirdest part about this thing. If I turn off the light... Oh no, okay. If I turn off the light, that's way more readable, which I feel like is very unfortunate. So... But I like the light on. It provides a nice mood lighting. Okay, I'm putting on cheating gloves. I'm rubbing it in. The cheating gloves. Man, phrasing. Are we not doing phrasing anymore? All right. Okay. Let's see here. And welcome in DJ Magic Mikey. How's it going? Good to see you. Hopefully you're doing well. And then see Chen randomly has requested a trick. Picasso Aces. That hold on. Let me turn on the list here. Okay, there we go. Where's the overlay? Says Chan. All right, no, we got it. I got it. A little late, but we got there. Beth kind of sort of says, I don't know if I want to go into work tomorrow. That requires going outside. Yeah, I don't know where you are, but statistically, it's probably cold wherever you are. Although there's a chance for extremely warm heat unseasonably, I think, next week or a week and a half from now, up here in the Northeast, which is bizarre. Um, and then I talked about all the stuff, the Discord, and then there's Chan the Magic Man says, nice, nice, nice. And DJ Magic Mikey has the Chan 60. There we go. All right, a 90-second ad is starting. Saribot has told me ads are starting. Thanks, Saribot. Oh yeah, we also set up Saribot last time, so I did disable the stream elements ad warning because it would be duplicated, and then Saribot should hopefully tell me when the ad's over as well. So um, let's fingers crossed that it does that. In the meantime, let's go ahead and turn this back on. There we go. I just simply call it Pixel Dance. Oh, okay. I see. It is a pixel dance, but it's totally 6D, right? It's 6 dimensions. It looks 2D, but really, it's 6 dimensions. Is that what you're saying, Chan? Oh, let me eat this heat map. Delicious. Ad break is finishing now. Oh, thank you, Saribot. I don't know if you guys know, but Saribot has made my life slightly easier now, just a little bit. Thanks for getting that heat map, Chan. Okay, all right. So anyway, I'm very glad I spent last stream improving stream, and so now stream should be slightly more improved now. We also added an emote. If anybody was here, you probably know what the emote is. If you were not, check out the emotes. You have to find... Oh, I guess you'll have to be subbed, because I don't think you can have access to it without it. Which, by the way, I still have a couple of slots. Yeah, like your emotes that start with Crazy 10. Yep, that's right. So for anybody who doesn't know what the new one is, it's... There it is. Boom. Oh, look. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, I guess that obligatorily means that I have to pull out the plunger for a magic trick later, right? Is that what that means? That's probably what it means. Okay, so I normally like to end with Picasso Aces, but I think I did that last time, so we can do it first thing. Hopefully I don't mess it up. Okay. All right. Here we go. So we have a blue back deck. I don't want you to mix it up with this deck because this is a red backed set of aces. So we have ace of hearts, ace of clubs, ace of diamonds, ace of spades. So with these 1, 2, 3, 4 aces, we're going to place them out on the table and we will arrange them so that they are sitting out like this. Ace of spades will go here. But by the end of this trick, hopefully all of the aces will collect together magically. And we're going to use the cover of 3 cards each onto each pile, like so. Square up. And I will go ahead and slowly take each pile like this. We can still see the aces here, but it's not until I take it magically and swap it with a card from this pile so that there's no more red-backed ace here because there are no aces. Now before we knew that there's 1 red ace here, but now if we take a look, there's 2. And now we can still see that there's an ace here, but if I just go ahead and I swap it, not physically, metaphysically, and now there's no red aces here. Before we knew that there were 2 and 2 here, but now if I show you, there's 3 red aces and a random blue card. And now you're probably wondering, wait, there's some shenanigans afoot. And to that I would say, you are watching a sleight of hand card magic stream. So, look, you'll be able to tell that the ace is still here because you'll be able to see the red on the back and you'll be able to see the ace on the front. But all I have to do is do that switch like I have been doing. And now that blue card that was here has hopped in here. Because if I show you, these are all blue-backed cards. If I show you the faces, none of them are aces. And if I show you, these are all red-backed, and they are the ace of diamonds, the ace of spades, the ace of clubs, and the ace of hearts. And that, my friends, I will call a successful finale trick for an opener. I guess you guys got a hype train for an opener, but thanks for clearing that, Chan. Beth kind of sort of says, back out of ad jail, the outside going is more about the dealing with outside in general, weather aside. Oh, okay. But I do prefer to be out of the weather for sure. I think when I was younger, I did not like outside. And now I understand how important it is to go outside or at least get fresh air. So, thank you kindly for the claps. Chan the Magic Man, Felden Kane. Alright, let me reset this trick because if I end up doing it later. So I realized that when I was doing a trick, oh yeah, so I did a library gig actually. I did it on Tuesday, and that was a fun gig. Let me tell you about it. But anyway, oh yeah, so the trick list is empty. If anybody wants to request anything, any magic, feel free. The trick list is, oh wait, is it open? It should be open. I think it's open. Let me know if it's not open. I didn't even click on it yet, just to double check. I just realized the awesome thing about doing all of my tricks in one stream is that I now have this, you know, when was the last time I did that trick? Oh, was it during that stream when I did every trick? Oh, okay. So, um, Beth says, overrated. Ah, well, sun is good, I guess. Yeah, so I reached this point in my life where my doctor told me, "Oh yeah, do you go outside much?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "All right, you need to eat vitamin D supplements." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And she's like, "Don't worry, a lot of people do." And I'm like, "Oh, okay," because I don't get enough sun. But anyway, okay, so magic gig on Tuesday. This was my first daytime gig. Every other gig that I've had was in the evening, basically, or nighttime. But this one happened at like 11 a.m. on Tuesday at one of the public libraries here. Not the one that's closest to me. It's like a town over. But um, so we had, I think there were like 10 people officially registered. But when I started performing magic, there were like 20 people in the room. So I'm like, all right, that's a good sign. And then I did a handful of tricks. Pretty much all of them are things that you've seen here, with maybe a couple of exceptions where like I was able to like ask people to come up to pick a card or sign a card or something like that. And but the only way I was able to convert like a close-up magic show, so that's basically what I do, just close-up magic. I was able to convert this to be like a parlor show just because I brought my camera and I could project it on the big screen behind me. And so yeah, but a lot of people laughed. I made a bunch of jokes. I was funny looking. Uh, And at the end of the gig, I wrapped up. I did tell everybody about my Twitch live streams, and I told them how I normally like to end a stream with like a finale trick, and I showed them Picasso aces. So I was like, all right, I'm glad I'm fresh on that, and that went really well. Now it was like during the day, so I didn't expect any kids to show up, but there were three kids. They were all part of the same family, or were all part of the same homeschool. Maybe I don't know if they were siblings or if they were homeschool buddies or something. But in either case, they all came to the show, the three of them, and then there were a bunch of seniors as well. And then and the guy who hired me was also there. But the next day, I got an email, and he told me, "Hey, great job, and I hope you're okay with this. I'm gonna put in a review and recommend you to everybody who does library programming in the county." And I'm like, "Yes, all right." And he told me that a couple of the patrons came back and told him, "Hey, we had a really great time at the magic show. That was fun." And I'm like, "Yes, victory." So I'll let you guys know that I do amp up my personality a little bit. Right now, I can't be as animated because I could wake up my family. But during that show, and it was like first thing in the morning. Well, not first. It was like 11. So I basically woke up, had breakfast, made sure I had all the magic prepped, drove there, and then did the magic show. So, um, but yeah, so it was fun. It was good, and hopefully I'll get some more gigs out of it. But if not, it was a good experience. And then actually, so because my wife is a librarian and he's the librarian, the guy who hired me, they were texting a little bit, and he told her, uh, "Nah, I'm killed," and I was like, and he was like, just in the text, it's like just in case he was being humble about it, and I'm like, I mean, my wife asks me how the gigs went, and I'm just, oh yeah, it went really well, like you know, but I don't brag or I don't, you know. Here's the thing, I don't think it's necessarily a good thing to describe my ability, but I should be able to describe like how well a particular gig went. And it's not just me, it's also how the people were there in that audience. It's the environment that's there, right? And so it's like all of those factors. So I'm just one factor in the enjoyment of everybody. But so yeah, so that was my library gig. So I do have another one lined up in March. So we will hopefully have that as well. Okay, all right. Next up, let's see here. Sorry, I'm setting aside some cards right now. Because from the Twitch deck, we are very close to completing this Twitch deck. Which, oh, by the way, I forgot. Let me go ahead and pull out all the cards of people who supported from the hype train. So, let me... We're going to go ahead and do this. Okay, alright. So, let's see here. Andrew War, thank you for the resub. And then Q Demon, thank you for the gift subs. Alstro Art, thank you for the bits. Chan the Magic Man, thank you for the resub. Feldon Kane, thank you so much for the bits. Wait, let me see. And then I'm missing Bay JMB. Let me see here. I should probably just pick these up. Hold on. I found that, yeah, just searching through cards will just, sometimes it's just more efficient to just pick everything up. 10. Let me see here. Bay JMB, Alstro. Alright, let me just make sure we got everybody. Alstro Art, Bay JMB. Ads in 2 minutes. Thanks, Chan. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, actually, Felden Kane, thank you so much for the shout out from us. I think I was in Felden Kane's stream when Felden shouted me out. I think we did get a couple followers from that. So, all right, cool. I hope I didn't miss anybody. That would be horribly embarrassing. Boom, 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 boop, 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 boop. Okay. My pleasure. Excellent. All right. Cool. So yeah, because of everything that's in the deck. So this is everything that's signed. We only have 2, 4, 6, 7 cards in the Twitch deck that are not signed. So we're very close to finishing this deck. But I guess this begs the question, we should do a magic trick with these cards. I've got to come up with something. Alright, here we go. An ad break is starting soon. Okay. I'm going to wait for the ad break. I don't even have to ask, let me know when back, because Seribot should be able to tell me, unless the bot is down. But in the meantime, I can take a sip of my tea. Tonight I am having the blood orange herbal tea. So if anybody was wondering. Let's see here. Oh, and the trick that I'm going to be doing is like a... It's not technically on the list, but we'll do that. Okay, cool. I did premium deck for... Hold on. I can refund my own points, but I have infinite channel points for my own channel. Okay. And we'll do this. All right. Okay. All right. So we talked about the library gig. Awesome. And then let me double check. Okay. So yeah, for anybody who missed the stream where we did all the stream improvements, I did a bunch of things. Hold on, I put them in a list somewhere. Oh yeah, right here. So we added StreamCord to Discord, and it will announce Twitch and YouTube stuff. Then we tested StreamCord with a YouTube video, and that worked. Today we tested StreamCord with going live on Twitch. That worked. Added Seribot to Twitch. Excellent. I showed you the plunger emote already. And then enabled Stream Elements. Oh, we enabled Stream Elements points. So I don't know if... let me see here. You type in exclamation point points. So these are those random points that are with stream elements, but you can do things like duel people for points. So let me see here. If I type in duel, oh, add prison. Oh, okay. Hold on. Like if I type in duel Chan the Magic Man, so I just challenged. Oh, Beijing B can gamble. That's right. You can gamble. All right, there you go. Gamble all. Went went all in and lost every single one of their 1,500 points. Yeah, so whatever I think there's a couple of other commands. I forgot what they are, but yeah, you can gamble everything. You can gamble some. You can I think Bay JMB you were slightly rate limited because Alstro Art did gamble all just before you did gamble 100. So I think if you do gamble 100 again, it should work. All right, the ad break is finishing now. Wow, that was so handy to have an ad break thing tell me that the ad break is over. All right, welcome back. Hopefully everybody is coming back now. So yeah, so points are enabled now. So enjoy the points. Do whatever you. Wingnut McJameson, welcome in. How's it going? Yes, I saw. I saw your. You said yo and then ad prison. My sympathies. The timing was just very poor there, but I didn't do anything magic wise, so we didn't miss anything. But I was talking about how Uh, I did a bunch of channel improvements last stream. I basically dedicated the entire stream to just doing stuff to improve the stream, and we just went through all of them. And BayJB is gambling his his winnings. So anyway, there you go. It so yeah, you accrue. I forgot what it was. It's like I think you accrue like 100 points every like 10 minutes or something, or 5 minutes. I don't know, something like that. So if you just watch, if you just lurk in stream, like if you just have it open, you'll be uh oh yeah, because you joined in like the within the last 5 minutes, so I don't think you would have accrued anything. Wingnut Jameson, McJameson. Wait, can I hold on? Can I give points? Wait, oh, I think trying to do this last time it didn't work. Can I give you 100 points? All right, there you go, Wingnut McJameson. You now have 100 points. Anyway, now you can do with them what you will. As far as I know, I haven't decided to do anything with the points, so currently they mean nothing. But maybe in the future they could be valuable for something. Who knows? All right, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to do a trick with all the signed cards from the people who supported. So here we've got Chan the Magic Man, Kyo Demon, Felden Kane, Elstro Art, Andrew War, Bay JMB, and there is a particular trick that I first started with, and it's basically a. You guys have seen me do my oil and water with 8 cards, 4 black cards, and 4 red cards. But this one is just like it's a slightly easier one. And so if I just go ahead and I place them down here, and so look, if we interweave them, right? So red, black, red, black, red, black, right? But if I show you these cards, they are not interwoven anymore because they do separate. Wait, that's not right. Yeah, Felden Kane's got it. Just do exclamation point points and you'll be able to see all of your points. Okay, all right. I think we're going to do that again. So here we're going to mulligan. Okay, once again, we have all the red cards over here, the black cards over here, and what we will do is red, black, red, black, red, black. Okay, all right. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and I don't know if you can tell, but now they have separated. Okay, I know what I did wrong, but because I never do that trick, so. Oof, says Jan. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. We fixed it up. It's fine. Let's see. What else could we do with 6 cards? I don't know too many tricks that use 6 cards exactly, where it's like a split like this. I think there's a version, and by the way, I'm just winging, I'm just winging things right now. So if I go ahead and I interweave these red cards in between these black cards, right? And so if I just go ahead and I do this, that's not magical because all I did was, right? Wing it, says Wingnut Jameson. Oh, that's right, because wing is in the name. Wingnut Jameson, McJameson. Do you stream? Oh, it appears as though I'm following you. So I was like, wait a second, am I following you? Hold on, let me see how long I've been following Wingnut McJameson. Followage. Oh, I can't spell. Oh, okay, there's no bots in there that can tell me. Already gave you a shout out. Oh, I met you in reality stream. Oh, reality. Oh, okay, reality ripple stream. Ah, okay. That's that's right. Okay, I remember now. Vaguely. Zeolist 42, welcome in. How's it going? Is there a name for the card trick where you deal out 16 cards, 4 rows, 4, and you put the cards face down in a pile and reduce them until the last card was the one selected? I'm gonna say that that card trick probably has a name, but I don't know what it is. It's the only card trick I know. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's there's a principle that it's based on, but I forgot the name of the principle, and I forgot that I don't know the name of the trick, but I've seen it done, and I understand how the principle works. So, um, actually, do we want to? Can we? Are we winging this too? Hold on. So, okay. No, because I don't remember how to. I don't remember how to set up the thing. So I don't do many tricks that. Oh, I can probably clear this. I don't do many tricks that are like the math-based tricks. I know like 2 of them, maybe 3 of them. I enjoy sleight of hand, so I do a lot of tricks that use sleight of hand. But and oh, also let me do my usual stream practice for for this. Okay, all right, there it is. So okay, so we have 4 coins, 4 cards. I'm going to go ahead and cover, sorry, I'm going to go ahead and put the 4 coins into a rectangle. I'm going to cover each coin with a card, and then we're going to go ahead and make each coin jump from corner to corner. And hopefully that will look amazing. Don't blink, it happens very quickly. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can tell, but look, 1, 2, and 3. Last one, 1, 2, and 3. DJ Magic Mikey says, it's a rite of passage for every magician to learn 3 rows of 7 at some point. Oh yeah, that one is actually called the 21 card trick, or at least it's what it's been known as. There's some card tricks that have a name, but that's not its original name. And so that 21 card trick is the one, that's what it's known as, whether that was the original name or not. It doesn't really matter, I guess. I love coin magic. Nice, says Wingnut McJameson. Awesome. Beth kind of sort of says, "Wow, I've been following you a lot longer than I thought. You prompted me to see it was last May." Yeah, I vaguely remember. I think Beth kind of sort of. You came in. It was after. You came in from the scam baiting community, right? Or if not from them, it was around the same time because I think I think both you and Kit Kat Gad were like very same around the same time. Okay, so when I do this trick now, I usually try and follow it up. So we're gonna do the same trick, but now without any cards. And so here I'm gonna place the coins back into a rectangular formation, and then we're just gonna go ahead and just use our hands. No cards. We have one, two, three over here, one over there, and now I've been liking to finish with the finale. And here we go. That, my friends, is the cardless coin matrix. I was telling somebody else, so the original name of that trick is not, I would say is not PC anymore, so otherwise I would have put it in here, but that's a David Roth thing. Very smooth, gee, thank you. Alright, let me put in the, it was cardless coin matrix. So, for anybody who wants to know, it is a David Roth trick, but the original trick name is called Chinka Chink, which it was like over 40 years ago, maybe 50 years ago, that it was like released and it was known as that, but it was intended to be the sound of coins when they clink together. And obviously that's not PC anymore, but that's what it was published as, I believe. So Beth kind of sort of says, very smooth, GG. Oh, and oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I just found you digging through the recommended mines. Oh, awesome. Well, I'm glad that I was recommended to you, and my apologies for associating you with a community that you may or may not be associated with. But yeah, that's how I associate you in my mind. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Zeolus42 says hi. Oh yeah, so Wingnut McJameson says, I love coin magic. Excellent. I just showed you a couple tricks right there. Um, and yeah, those I try and just keep fresh because most of my other tricks are just all like card magic, and so those are like the only coin things. So I want to keep the coin things fresh. I do have another one. I don't know if I have the props with me in here today, but very smooth. GG. Beth kind of sort of says, a dangerous adventure, but sometimes you find some diamonds. Excellent. Well, I have many diamonds. How many diamonds are in a deck of cards? So there's like 10, 11, 11 times 4, so 45. And then if you plus the, and then, yeah, so at least 45 diamonds in the deck of cards. Lindsay Harvey, welcome in. How's it going, Lindsay Harvey? That was awesome. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane. Thanks for the lurk, Chan. And then, let's see. Orion Send. Welcome in. How's it going? I know I've been very interim, but once again, I'm feeling incredibly. I, too, am feeling incredibly. Uh, Wingnut James McJameson says, Jesus, lol. Oh, hold on, wait. What's the. And then, let's see. Lucky to tune in whilst you are streaming. Insert woot. Oh, okay. Feeling incredibly lucky to tune in whilst you're streaming. Okay, got it. Makes sense now. Beth kind of sort of, no, it's fine if it helps you remember. Good coincidence. It was. Wingnut McJameson says, do you have any tricks that you've devolved yourself? When you say devolve, like most of the tricks that I learn, I do reverse engineer. There are a couple tricks that I have created myself. I think I've marked them in the trick list. Developed, yeah. Let's go ahead and do one. Let's see. Oh, actually, you know what? We're going to do one that is not on the list because I've been liking it and I did it randomly for some friends the other day. So let's do that one. So that one's going to be a magician's choice, though, because not actually. Wait, wait, wait. Hold on. Is it not on the list? Oh, it's not. You know what? I'm gonna add a trick right now to the to the trick list, like permanently. So I've created a trick called Hourglass, and we're gonna show that now. Crazy Asian. It's a impromptu card trick. Create an ad. There we go. Hourglass. Okay, here we go. Add that to the queue. All right, nifty. Okay. Beth's kind of sort of says, I was around for a bit longer while you had verified only chat on, but I'm not among the crowd that gives Twitch their phone number, so I didn't talk at first. Oh, okay. Yeah, I totally, I don't remember when I turned that on. I just thought I turned it on for safety, but I don't think you needed a phone number. I think just as long as you were, like, following and, like, a user. Maybe if you, I don't know. I don't, like, Twitch had weird rules around that, like, if you had your account for more than 30 days or something, I don't know. That's something weird. Saribot says an ad break is starting soon. All right. Very well then, Saribot. Okay, I won't start the trick until I'll start the trick after the ad break. Okay, there we go. Um, if you want uninterrupted, you can sub. Okay, and then also I think, do I have a Prime message? I do. Okay, so if anybody hasn't used their Prime, you don't have to support me with the Prime, but please use the Prime if you have Prime. Orion Sen says, the engineering mathematics is 100% my jam because nerd, and this is why we go on the most niche ramblings from Sagan to Trek. Yeah, absolutely, Orion Sen. Um, let's see here. No, you need to give them your phone number if verified only is on or you can't chat. Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry, Beth. I must have set that on or on. Burb after ads. Yep. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know ads are going because Seribot is a new addition that tells me. All right. Okay, so for anybody who is here that is not behind the ads, I'm going to give you a sneak peek as to the microphone setup. So you guys know I did have a microphone because I used that for the dance game, but look, I now have this. And also, I don't even know what to do with this, but I have this now too. I can put it around the microphone, I assume. So that's, yeah. A 90-second break ad break is starting. Thank you for sticking with us through this break. Ads help support my content. That's true. And then consider subscribing to remove ads and support the stream. Also true. Thank you. Thanks, Saribot. Incoming ads brace, but late. Yeah, that's weird. Oh, when it tells me ads are coming, they're not on yet. I see. Okay. See, I'm still learning. I'm still learning about Saribot. See. Okay. But anyway, so that is a prelude to what and I found out, oh, for anybody who was here last stream also, I had trouble getting the microphone to work. I found out what happened. It was the cable. The cable that hooks up the microphone to USB. So it's a USB cable. It's USB A into the computer, but it's USB B mini into the microphone. And I only had like one of them. So I'm like, oh man. But I now have a couple, but I'm looking for a couple more. I may buy some just as a backup, but okay, it appears as though the ad break is wrapping up. Is that true? Okay. All right. Before I do the trick, I think we were in mid thought with. Let me see here. Orion Sen says the engineering mathematics is 100% my jam because nerd. This is also why we go on the most niche ramblings from Sagan to Trek. Yeah, I remember Orion Sen when you came in. We would just like go off and just talk about all the things, and I still love talking about all the things. So we're never gonna take that away. But yeah, I didn't really listen to that much Sagan back when I was younger, but then like in the past few years, I've listened to some more like Carl Sagan talks, like now, like in the past like 2 years. Um, Not like so a lot of the things I didn't really need because I think I understood a lot of the concepts because I was into theoretical physics when I was younger. But then the way that Carl Sagan speaks is just so I don't know entertaining, right? It was like as though TED Talks existed just for him before TED Talks actually existed, right? So if you've never listened to Carl Sagan talk, it's if you like podcasts or if you like TED Talks or if you like anything like that, like you should listen to Carl Sagan. All right, okay. So SeriBot has let me know that the ad break is over. So let's go ahead and do this trick. So this is called Hourglass. It's an original trick. For anybody who is part of my Patreon, you can see me reveal this trick. Do I have a Patreon thing? Yes, I do. Okay. So if you become a Patreon at the magician level, I reveal basically a ton of things. I have like I think it's about 20 tutorial slash reveal videos for all my tricks. So, but anyway, so this trick just uses 8 cards, and so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Now this is going to represent an hourglass, and because there's 4 in each, there's about an equal amount of sand in both the top and the bottom. And I'll make sure that the gravity is oriented towards you guys, so that way is down. So if we turn the hourglass this way, the sand should go down this way. And now if we just take a quick snapshot of what's in here, we should be able to see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sand in the bottom. And if we check up here, there's only 1, 2, 3 sand up top. But now, let's go back and we're going to go ahead and turn it this way again so this was the side that had 5, and so now this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and this side should also be 1, 2, 3, 4. But now if we allow more sand to go down, it should continue to go down, and now up here there will be fewer 1, 2, 3 fewer sand, fewer time. And if we count down here, there should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But actually, if we take a look at the sand that's in there, there are actually 3 cards here and 5 cards down here. And that, my friends, is an original trick that I call Hourglass. Orion Sen says, talk about all the things is the best summary of my mentality. Also, Cosmos means singing is the... Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane. Oh, Todd, I've been meaning to tell you, I think I would like to mod you if you're okay with that. No obligations, but it would only be the kindest thing to do because I inadvertently got mod for you from you. So I've been thinking about that for a little bit, and I was like, there you go, for sure. Yeah, no obligations. Just if you're here, have fun, be yourself. If you want to help out, awesome. No big deal. If you, yeah, you offered. I mean, you did. So I'll do some of the like. There's like a channel for mods in my Discord. I'll invite you to it, but once again, nothing required. Just have fun. You have a sword. Do stuff. If you want. Happy to help. Sweet. Let's see here. Yeah. Also, I feel like here's the thing. I would never do anything bad for to anybody else's stream, but like if I was to do something out of line, then Felden Kane could also retaliate. I also feel like that's the thing. I'm gonna be here anyways. Cool. Thanks, Todd. Appreciate it. Orion Sen says, because he's phenomenal and updated editions are incredibly amazing, because he's as enthusiastic about being wrong, see scientific method, than I think audiences were ready for at the time. So, yeah, I would say that that's correct. Like, here's the thing, right? Maybe 50 years ago, being wrong seemed to be more of like a bad thing. And then like as I was growing up through like the 90s and the 2000s, I mean, the philosophy of culture seemed to turn around. It's like being wrong isn't necessarily bad. Being wrong just means you made progress because you've learned what doesn't work anymore. So, that's Orion Sense says, apologies, still rotating between voice to text and new interface on my device, so that's hindering. Yeah, no worries, it's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll struggle with the technology together. All right. Okay, so that was my new trick, Hourglass. I mean, like I released it technically on my YouTube like last year, but I liked it and I found myself doing it, and now I'm like, and I know how to do it like very consistently now. Now that I've shown a bunch of friends, I don't think there's any reason why I shouldn't put that on my trick list. And I still want to keep my trick list fresh. Like I want to occasionally add things to it, so that's like a perfect one to add. Um, Felden Gain says that won't happen. I'm sure of it. Yeah, the thing is, it's like uh, I want to support everybody, right? That streams. Everybody works hard, and there's just no reason to ever do anything horrible, right? Like you gotta really like perish the thought that you you would like murder my sibling or something. I don't know. Like that would be grounds for just messing with your stream. But yeah. Um, Beth Kindesor says tonight news: Rogue Wizard totally discusses what and what isn't wrong before saying that they would do. They never meddle with other streams. This just in. All right, I'm going to take off my sweater because I'm getting warm. If anybody hasn't noticed, I've been wearing a bunch of different shirts because for Christmas I got a bunch of new pajama shirts. And I've always liked these shirts that have like a pocket in them. And so I only had 2 t-shirts that had a pocket in them for stream. And because they were plain, they were solid color. And then I got 3 of these. And so now I'm wearing these now. um, Felden Kane says, my mods are only there to time people out. Yeah. I was I think I was in your stream when so Felden Kane tried to shout somebody out, but actually at shout out, so I basically did the shout out, but it's like I caught something. I was there. Let's see. I still don't know what those 7 means. Like I learned what 6-7 was, which is basically nonsense inside joke internet kids. Yes, Orion said I learned what 6-7 was maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And I was like, what? Why? What is this? But I'm just like, all right, that's just the internet. My wife had a way bigger problem. She's like, wow, this is stupid. This is dumb. And I'm like, well, I mean, you're not wrong, but I mean, Orion says his pockets are amazing. Yeah. Sounds suspicious? You be the oh, sounds suspicious? You be the judge on tonight's poll. All right. I think you mean '07. It's ASCII for art for salute. Okay. Also, nighttime grammar brain. Sorry. You know what? Somebody said poll, so we should have a poll. Is crazy Asian suspicious? Yes. Whoops. No. Um. You know what? We're just gonna allow this. All right. Hey guys, I'm gonna do a for fun poll. Feel free to. I just threw it up right now, so if anybody wants to participate, it's just for fun. You don't have to do anything. You should at least read all of the all of the choices. All right, but anyway, trick list is open. If anybody wants to request any tricks, feel free. And then let's see. If not, the next thing I want to talk about is is my Android app. So yeah, I've been working. Apology is why brain just wouldn't like 3 different languages and it still did not compute. Okay. Yeah. So that's funny because 6-7 is actually a meme. It's like a new meme. So yeah. So currently the poll. So is crazy Asian suspicious was the poll, and I put yes and no, and then the last one, who's crazy Asian? And currently there's more votes for who's crazy Asian than everything else combined. uh, Man, you guys are a riot. You guys are a riot. Let's see. Felden Kane says, I made animated emotes that probably work better as a salute. Oh, that victory one. Yeah, because of maybe how the sword moves. It's like just that wiggle almost seems like it works well as a wave. And then the frog. Uh, I think the frog. Well, first of all, the frog one looks really nice. I would say that one looks less like a wave salute than the Zelda one or the Link one. It's from the game Zelda, but the character is Link. So, all right. So it looks like Charlie's Beats has requested a trick. Let's get ready for that. Okay. All right. Orion Sen says, I could say 6-7 in more than 4 languages, but what is happening with kids these days? I don't know. Yeah. That's what he wants you to think with his brain wiping magics. So I don't do the mind wiping magic, but at the latest magic convention I went to, there were a couple of great mentalists who could make you believe or extract, like, they could extract information out of you. Some of it is insane. Like, some of it's pretty crazy. So, all right, there's a tie between is Crazy Asian suspicious? Yes, and who's Crazy Asian? Thanks for that poll result. Oh, Bay JMB contributed the most channel points, which means Bay JMB voted more than once. Because I set that. Thanks, Bay JMB. uh, all right. Yeah, his hand wiping is phenomenal. I still reference the man completely out of nowhere when it comes to sleight of hand. Pretty conclusive result. He says while doing the brain wiping move. That's it. Yeah. These are not the droids you are looking for. I have too many channel points as BayJMB. Oh, I didn't know you could vote more than once. So, uh, sometimes it depends on the poll. I set that one up to allow using channel points to do more, to vote more. So, but like some people set them so low, like 1 channel point, then everybody just goes crazy. It's like if I make it a few, but I mean, yeah, honestly, I made it like 500 or something. So it's like that's still not that much. All right, so here we have the 4 aces. We have the ace of spades, which is signed by Charlie's Beats. Ace of diamonds, ace of clubs, ace of hearts, and with these aces, we want to do something interesting. Okay, so actually, let me demonstrate. If I if I hold this card or a packet of cards and I shake it like this, that should turn up one of the aces. And so here, allow me to demonstrate. It might be easier if I just do it. So here we go. Shake, 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 and that should turn up one of the aces, the ace of hearts. Now I can show you that every card is face down, but if I hold this, I was actually doing random words because my kid is like to different themes. It's like shake, 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 shake. And if I show you, look, that's turned up the ace of clubs. And So now I can every card's face down, but actually, if I shake, shake, just shake, 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 shake. Anyway, by the way, if anybody gets any of those, I commend you. But now, yeah, there we go. Ace of diamonds. Now, if we do need to get one more, which is the ace of spades. So, um, shake, 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 shake. Shake, 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 shake. There we go. Ace of spades. I think Charlie's Beats probably should have been able to get that one. But now, that's how we use 4 cards to shake. But actually, we'll do one more thing. Let me just show you that all these cards are face down. But if I just go ahead and I cut the aces into the middle. Oh, I see an ad break starting, but there we go. We're just wrapping up the trick. Okay. Okay. All right. Boom. My apologies. So Saribot gave me the. Oh, I guess. Yeah, I guess I expected more warning from from that. Thank you for that request, Charlie. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you got dire docs. Man, this is great. I don't have to ask when people will be back. Saribot will tell me. Dire twist. Come on, baby. Let's do the twist. Come on, baby. Dire twist. that's that's a completely different song. Let's let's do it like this. Um, I did skip because of the ad break was. I was just like doing the shake. Lol. All right. Okay. So let me tell you guys. All right. So, oh yeah, the trick queue is empty. If anybody wants to request anything, feel free. Trick list is open. Um, let me tell you what I've been doing this past week. So, I would have streamed more, but I was actually preoccupied with my. So, full disclosure, I'm currently unemployed. I was a software engineer, and actually, after I lost my employment, I was kind of like, ugh, I didn't want to do any programming for a little bit. But I had a reason to start doing it again recently, and I'm like, ooh, and now I'm obsessed about finishing this project now, and so that's good. Orion Sen says, I always wanted kind of hilarious when the ad just times itself to ruin the reveal. Yes, my sympathies, Orion said. Um, but so for anybody who has never, and I wanted to tell people about this because I'd never heard about this phenomenon. So I've got a friend, and he's got a 2-year-old, and this 2-year-old has something called hyperlexia. If you guys haven't heard of hyperlexia before, it's this phenomenon that kids or children, young kids, young children, um, learn how to read, but like at a way more advanced level than they would normally be able to read, or would be expected, or like way. And so this 2-year-old reads better probably than my 4-year-old. And I was like, what? No way. And so my friend brought his kid to some like speech therapists, and they were like, we've never seen this before. And so they found like an expert in like this thing that they didn't realize was a thing, hyperlexia. And so there's this 2-year-old, and by the way, this 2-year-old is not very good at speaking yet at like, a 2-year-old level. And that's why they were bringing him to the speech therapist. But They were like, "Oh yeah, he can read," and I'm like, "What? No way!" Like, no. And he told me about it. He showed me a video of his kid trying to read words that mom and dad were writing on a table, and they were like, "Hey, point to what you want for breakfast," and he would like point to maybe like it was like eggs or like banana or like pancake or something. He point to pancake, and for anybody who's been a parent before, like how you understand your own kids like speech, but you don't understand other kids because they mumble in a way that you don't. And I was like hearing, he was like prang pra. He's like, oh, he's saying pancakes because he's pointing to the word pancakes, and I'm like, oh, he's trying like, and he was, my friend was complaining like, man, if there was only like an app that he could just use to just show a bunch of words. And I was like, flashcards, right? And I'm like, there must be an app for that. So he said he's looked, and I looked, and I did like, I looked for flashcard apps, I looked for charades apps, and I looked for all sorts of things like in between. And I'm like, wow. So everything's either not free. The charades ones have like a timer or a scoreboard. Um, Quizlet. Yeah, and then like there's too much on the screen or like there's distracting stuff. Or I found some that are quote unquote free, but they run ads. And I'm like, that's so stupid. And I was just like, dude, I can write this app for you. Let me write this app for you. So I was like, so I forgot about it for like about a month. But I started doing it like a week and a half ago. And basically with about 3 to 4 days worth of work, and if anybody knows what vibe coding is, I basically vibe coded the whole thing. But I mean, I'm also a software engineer, so I was learning, I was reading all the code, trying to understand it. I could modify the code without asking the AI for everything. But yeah, I vibe coded this app. So let me show it to you. Oh yeah, let me pull up a list that doesn't have, because I think one of these lists has like, okay, all right, okay, let me just close all these. That's what Quizlet basically is. I use it in, oh, is that what it is? All right, is that an app? Hold on. We're gonna look up actually, is that it? Can I look this up? Quizlet. More than flashcards. Contains ads. Yep, so that's what my friend was trying to avoid. Because he's basically just going to put it in front of his 2-year-old. But, so I made this app. Orion Sen says, nerdism engage. I think that's a recent 15 years diagnosis because it's a running joke about my maxing out the ED placements in second grade. Crazy. So I made this app, and this is like there's a couple of other versions after this, but so I now have this app where it just shows a bunch of words, and you can customize the word list yourself. So if you don't like the words that are there, you can add and remove words. You can sort by A to Z, Z to A, or shuffle. And then you can maintain a bunch of lists of words. So here I put a bunch of preloaded lists. So like there's a list for animals, a list for like body parts, for colors, for 3-letter words. So like, and you can manage them. So you can open one or you can delete a bunch. So now if I open, oh, hold on. Oh, I think this version has a bug. Oh, no, so I just loaded one, but yeah, and you can hit the buttons to scroll through the words, or you can scroll on the screen as well. So, do you have 4-letter words? Yes, they're not all 4-letter words. It's just like 4-letter words. Um, there's just 4-letter words that like kids might encounter like between like kindergarten or first grade, basically. So, and I didn't put that. I think there was like 50 words or whatever in each list, but I mean, you can have as many words as you want, as the memory would allow. But anyway, so yeah, that's the app that I have made, and I'm still working on like 2 improvements and like 2 bug fixes. But I think it's basically functional enough for what he wanted. So I've been sending him the versions. I don't know if he's gotten it yet because I invited him to the GitHub repo, and he hasn't. I don't think he's accepted the invitation yet. Actually, I can double check because I was doing the development down here. I actually set up my other computer to be another workstation, so I don't have to run downstairs every time I want to make a change. But yeah, so that's the new thing. So for the first time, I'm doing like coding stuff that I want to do. Yep, still pending invite. So, but anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna be using this as a way to just kind of whet my appetite for doing software engineering work again, and now that I know how to create an app, I can maybe create another app. So Orion says, honestly, bless, toss a coin, whatever you at the thing is. IT people, it's the only reason why I can even be here, which I also find wild that back in the day, it was considered a random hobby, and that's now the infrastructure in which society basically runs. Yeah. Yeah, without like the technology, like commerce uh, would be still slow. Can you imagine like what it would be like where anything that you purchased you would still have to pay for? So like you would have to pay for things on the phone. Like you'd have to put in an order on the phone or through the mail. That would be dreadful. That would be so dreadful. Um, I can't imagine it, right? Like here's the one thing that credit cards and digital like credit cards enable digital payments basically, right? You could argue that checks also did that, but then back in the day you needed to have the physical check. So now it's a lot different. You can just payments with check. Now you have digital wallets. Now you can just pay with not even a credit card and still have payment. Orion Sen says, I don't have to imagine. That was my name forever. No, I cannot download the app because my device cannot update. Thank you very much. Oh, so my mother-in-law has a flip phone, and she says she never wants to have a smartphone. And now I'm thinking, if she never needed to get it in the first place, it's probably fine. But there are actually some places that kind of hold her up because they're like, oh, hey, you can put in your order ahead of time. Just go here or download this app or scan this QR code. And she's like, she goes up to the counter. It's like, I need this, and like the clerks are like, oh yeah, no, you could just do it on your phone. And then she holds up her phone and flips it open. And it's like, no, I can't. So that's I almost feel like she keeps it just as a badge to be able to do that joke to young clerks at the store or whatever. uh, all right. All right. Yeah, I know, right? Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna throw a random trick in there. Oh, I did this one recently for yeah. So I'm putting up magic tricks on LinkedIn now. Oh, actually, before I do this trick on the, I just want to show you guys a graph. So I've started putting magic tricks on LinkedIn, and I didn't really post much on there before, but I just want to show you a graph really quick. Let's see, daily 90 days. Okay. Orion Sen says, lol, apparently kids these days are going back to flips, which I was there for that, and it's just texts and it's just high level skill. Yeah, I had T9 on my Razor. All right. Okay, so I just want to show you this graph. So I didn't really post that much before, and then there was a very specific day where I started posting magic tricks on LinkedIn. Can you tell on this graph of a number of impressions over time? This is across the past 90 days of daily activity. Oh, come on. Of daily activity when I started posting magic tricks on LinkedIn. Yeah, it's the very beginning of that first spike right there. So at least I'm getting more traction. The number of impressions that I got compared to the prior 90 days is up 1200%. So yeah, hold on. Right, that line right there. 1200%. Just like this is wild. All right. Yeah, yeah. There's actually a popular thing right now where people are trying to get like dumb phones, but they are so. Hope it helps. Thanks, Feldon. Greatly appreciate it. So we shall see. Um, I have been more selective to applying, but I'm opening myself up to applying for local jobs now too. So before I was just focused on remote because I couldn't relocate, but I'm like, all right, well, I guess I can commute. I just didn't want to like spend a lot of time commuting, so I think like maybe around 15, 20 minutes might be like my limit for like a daily commute, but we'll see. I'll be okay. Like, my wife's still working. She's my sugar mama now. Orion senses Lamau conversation with my IT friend. The Razor, remember when that was a huge deal, and then when you could cross flip the phone so QWERTY? I mean, yeah. So I actually liked my Razor, and if I didn't, I probably would have had it for way longer had I not accidentally sent my Razor through the washing machine. That's how I remember the day when I sent it through the washing machine, and I'm like, oh crap. I immediately went down. I stopped the wash cycle. I opened it thinking that, magic, because it had been going for probably at least like 15, 20 minutes. So it was certainly drenched. And I'm just like, no. Anyway. Yeah, so I've been doing some tricks on LinkedIn. I've been doing some tricks on TikTok. And I'm retheming the tricks on for LinkedIn because they're like office or software related, just something to make it like professional. And then um, for TikTok, they're just like the tricks just set to music. So I feel like they're like I don't know. I think those OG Nokia phones would have survived monster trucks. Yeah, they could have. I think an ad break is starting soon. Oh man. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. We're gonna speed run this trick. Okay. So here we have an ace, a two, a three, and the vampire. Now this vampire is gonna go ahead and try to suck the blood of one of the. Boom. 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 Look, gone. Okay. All right. Excellent. Cool. So the ace has had its blood sucked out of it. Now there's the two, the three. Okay. Look, we're gonna suck the blood. Boom. Okay. So, boom, boom. The two sucked the blood completely out. Man, I can't even say words if I'm trying to speed run here. Now three. Okay. But look. Okay. I know that's crazy, right? But here's the thing: the vampire doesn't like ads, so the vampire is gonna try and get out of here before the ads. And so we've got one, two, three. Boom. Did I beat the ad break? Okay. If you guys want, I can do a better version of that shortly. No. Wait. An ad break is starting soon, or was that a, or did the ad break start already? Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats, Feldon Kane. You did it. All right. Sweet. How did I theme that one? I themed that one. I forget. In LinkedIn. Oh, cool. I don't know if me doing it super fast actually gives away how the trick's done or anything at all, but boom, 90-second ad. I beat it. I beat it, guys. All right, cool. The fact that I did 80 tricks in one stream, I now feel emboldened to speedrun certain tricks. Okay. That was fast mode. Maybe we could do a slow mode version shortly. Let's see here. Talked about the app, the library gig. We barely discussed the superb owl, but it's basically over. We're gonna double check the score. I'm pretty sure I saw it at the end, but just in case. Okay, yep, they got it. All right. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Actually, the ad break is finishing now. All right. I forgot to mention. I'm going to probably be streaming a bunch this week because this is my birthday week. If you guys didn't know, my birthday will be happening on Thursday. So I'm gonna try and stream on Thursday night for sure. Um, but I'm probably gonna try and stream like all sorts of days this week, just being like, all right, hey guys, enjoying my entire birthday week. Because last year I always go for nerd references. So this last year I turned the big 40. That was last year. So this year I'm obviously 41, slightly less special, but because I did not do anything last year, I feel like I need to expand. So instead of just celebrating for one day, I'm gonna expand. I'm gonna celebrate the whole week. So, um, so this week, starting today until Saturday, my birthday will occur. Um, it'll be Thursday, but tomorrow I've already planned. I'm going to be going tomorrow night. I'm going to be hanging out with the magicians at a local, uh, like restaurant. Tuesday, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Wednesday for lunch, I'm going to be having birthday lunch with a couple of friends. Actually, one of those friends is the friends that I'm creating the app for. Um, and then Thursday is my actual birthday, which my wife has claimed, and she took half day, so we can go do some stuff. I don't know if that's correct. Dr. Daly's Last Trick by Jacob Daly. Dr. Daly's Last Trick, Jacob Daly. I don't know. That's correct. What request? Yeah, yeah. That's correct. It added it to the queue right here. Um, and then let's see. Friday, I'm not sure what I'm doing, and then Saturday, I had a potential gig, but I because that's Valentine's Day. I don't. Those people never got back to me. I don't think so. I know kung fu. Oh, oh. That's not I know kung fu. That's you must have copied the wrong link, I think, or because yeah, because if you do this, hold on. If I do, oh, I don't know. All right, well, we put it in there for you. That's fine. We'll do it. We can do all these. All right, so hold on. Here's the slow mo. Well, I guess normal mo. Vampire card trick. Here we have the first, the second, the third victims, and of course our vampire. Our vampire is going to suck the blood of the first victim. And now you know it's coming, so here's the third victim, the second victim, and here's the vampire, but the blood has been completely sucked out of our first victim, both the front and the back. Now, the vampire is still hungry, and so the vampire is going to feed on the second victim. If it has anything to do with nerdiness or inside jokes or being a dork, and that's my thing. Yeah, Orion said, I'm totally with you, because that's like the culture that I live in as well. Here is the second victim. The blood has been sucked out of not just the front, but also the back. And then, of course, we have our third victim right here. And the blood will get sucked out of the third victim, not just the front, also the back. Now, here's our vampire. The vampire lives in a modern day society, so they know they're going to get in trouble. There's cell phones everywhere, and so this vampire is going to need to get out of Dodge real fast. And so vampire's gonna GTFO. And that is the normal version of the vampire card trick without speeding it up. Although that speed run was pretty quick. I don't know how much time between the warning and the actual ad break, but like I can guess it's probably like a minute or two, I'm assuming. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane. Alright. Okay, next up is, I guess, the mistaken request, but we'll do it anyway, because this one's a pretty short one. Actually, wait, let me do this a slightly different way, because I came up with a fun new way to do something about this here. Okay. Oh, you don't have to remind me. We went on like tangents about string theory and the advancements of which I'm sure. Yes, many apologies to long-time subscribers. Google certainly what the audience was there for. Haha. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Okay, so this is. So I have the four aces here, and what I want to do with the four aces is we are going to show you a trick. Now, the story behind this trick is that there was a magician named Dr. Jacob Daly, and he actually was in the hospital, you know, shortly before he passed, and so, um, but he came up with this trick, and it ended up being published by a friend of his who was a famous like card magician, Di Vernon, but it was attributed to Dr. Jacob Daly because that was like the last trick that he knew. So this is a different variation of that. But the main part of the trick is you're going to try and keep an eye on the ace of spades. And so if I place the ace of spades there and the ace of clubs here, you know, where's the ace of spades? A lot of people would say here. That's correct. I didn't do any magic, right? So there it is. But now, importantly, if I go ahead and I do the trick the way that it was intended to be done, so here's the ace of spades, here's the ace of clubs. Let me go ahead and swap them like this. I don't know if you would guess, because a lot of people would still say the ace of spades is here and the ace of clubs is here. But no, I just swapped them, so now the black aces are over here. Because here's the ace of spades, and here's the ace of clubs. And you're probably like, yeah, those are obviously the red aces. Well, they would be up until I do this. I don't know if you can tell, but these are no longer the aces. I just threw them away. I know, you're not going to believe me until I show you. Because at the beginning you totally saw the aces, but now these are the red tens. And that, my friends, is a slightly different variation of a trick called Dr. Daly's Last Trick. And then I know Kung Fu is a trick that I did during the hype train earlier, but we can do it formally now. So, Orion Sen says, can I modify a channel redemption point? Uh, it depends, but I mean, like, I'm usually pretty open, pretty flexible. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll see if I can make it happen. I'll try my best if it's in the realm of possibility. If you're like, you know, make my spouse disappear, I will take the channel points and give you nothing because I can't do that. Is just deck faced, and I know you have them. Is just deck faced. Oh, is just deck based, and I know. Yes, yes, I have many decks right here. Magic the Gathering cards. Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. This particular trick, we could have also done the last trick with Magic the Gathering cards as well. Yes, for sure. Felden Kane is a fan because Felden Kane, the username Felden Kane does reference a Magic the Gathering card. Actually, wait. Hold on. Do I have the Felden Canes right here? All right, right. Hold on. Sheffer Stern, welcome in. How's it going? Good morning. Trek or nerdism? All right, guys. Okay, okay. We're going to try to do this. I don't know if this is maybe ill-advised because the cards are not the same quality, but all right. Okay. Or at least just show off your amazing collection of Trek cards. I mean, I could pull out some Trek cards from over there. So, but let's do the Magic the Gathering version of I Know Kung Fu first. All right. So, and I know Todd Felden Kane will be excited. So I'm going to be using four Felden's canes in this trick. These will represent the kings. The only way you can tell the difference is that these two have this expansion symbol and these two do not. So that's the only way. And then here's a sleight of hand. This card is slightly different. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to place this sleight of hand here. And I'm going to go ahead and turn over each of these Felden's canes face down, right? And we're just going to go ahead and grab this. We'll leave the sleight of hand over there. And importantly, let me just go ahead and grab this. We're going to place that right here. So we have a sleight of hand in between those Felden canes. We have two Felden cane here, but if I go ahead and I smash this, but I'm going to smash it gently because I don't think I have any more Felden's canes. Actually, after I smash them, I don't know if you can tell, but these have become one card. Actually, they've just become, did you guys see the sleight of hand? Because look, here's the sleight of hand. That's super weird. And you're probably wondering where are the other Felden's canes, because there's only one card in between these two Felden's canes. Well, remember that you can have up to 4 copies in a deck, and so if I just wanted another copy, I can just pull on the edges, and I don't know if you can tell, but I've just created another Felden's cane. Yes, yes, many levels. Voice to text is not my friend, but the many levels of geek, absolutely. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and try and do this in slight reverse. So, so here's the sleight of hand. Here's the Felden's canes. So boom, 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 boom. We'll leave that there. And then, of course, let's go ahead and do this. We're going to take the sleight of hand and place it in here. And oh yeah, that's right. So 1, 2, 3. But look now, it's 1 and 2. And these two are actually Felden's canes. Did you guys see the sleight of hand? I don't know if you saw the sleight of hand because it's now over here. And that, my friends, is I Know Kung Fu with Magic the Gathering cards. I was not completely happy with it because some of the Felden's canes are more beat up than the others. So but otherwise, I thought that went fine. Like the actual mechanics of the trick, it was fine. But I tapped that, says Orion said. You know not what you say. For anybody who doesn't understand the reference, in Magic the Gathering, you have cards that you can activate and use. And the way that you tap a card is if you have it and it has the ability to tap, or if it grants you resources, you turn it 90 degrees. And that's how you tap it. And actually, the word tap to mean turning 90 degrees is actually copyrighted or trademarked by Wizards of the Coast. You can't use the word tap in another game unless they created it like Wizards of the Coast and they allow you to use tap. Every other game has come up with very creative ways around it. They call it exerted or used or uh, exhausted or things like that. So, an ad break is starting soon. All right, perfect. So during this ad break, if you guys want, I can go and grab some Star Trek cards, and we will show you some Star Trek cards. But I'll wait until the ad break actually starts, and then I'll hop over there. I'll grab the box or two, and I'll bring it back over here. But in the interim, if you guys have been sitting around for a while and if you're not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. So, and also, the queue is empty. If anybody wants to request any more magic, feel free. And let me see here. Okay. All right. As soon as I saw that message, I probably should have started a timer just to see how long it takes. That's something else to note. I can figure out when. I'm just looking at my dashboard right now. Sorry, the stream manager right now, and how it's like, do I really need this at all anymore? And there's still that little dashboard, the layout at the top. Okay, there. Okay, ad has begun. All right, I'm gonna go grab Star Trek cards. Star Trek 1E here. Let's go ahead and boom, boom. Okay. Okay, I think I'm back. I don't think you guys are back yet. I beat the ad break. All right. Excelente. Actually, I'm not sure if all of these have something are really like people want to see. Okay, those are all decks. The ad break is finishing now. Excellent. Thanks, Saribot. These also decks? Sure. I guess some of those are also deck ideas. And then certainly I think everything in this box, they are decks. Okay. Alright. Yeah. Okay, not everything's sleeved. Shefferstern, thank you for the request. I see it. 4 for 1 switch. Okay, alright. So, first order of business. Orion senses. I literally had math nerd crash moment where someone mentioned doing a 900 degree, and that meant rotating twice, and I pause and have a mental argument with myself. Hold up, that's not a thing because people don't know what the parameters of a circle is and atypical geometry rant, and then they took a deeper. Oh no, the way of maths out correctly. Yeah, and also, yeah, 900 degrees. That's because that's 2.5, right? Because 360 times 2 is 720. So 720 is 2 full rotations, and then 900 is another 180. right? So I only know that because I played Tony Hawk's Pro Skater for a while back in PlayStation 2. All right, okay. So I have a bunch of decks or boxes of Star Trek cards. So if anybody has never played Star Trek the Customizable Card Game, first edition, this is that. They did try and make a second edition, which I think the philosophy of creation was better, but it was way too late. So uh, let's show you. Let me see what decks would be. These are. So I think everybody's a fan of Federation cards, right? Because that's basically what the Star Trek universe was kind of headquartered around. I was literally in an interview with Tony. It was literally an interview with Tony Hawk. Lamau, the fact that that's what you reference. All right. So yeah, here's some characters that don't matter. Okay, here's a Beverly Crusher card. Here's a Nog card. Uh, here's a guy from First Contact. Here's a USS Jupiter, which is like from the video game, the Star Trek Armada, I think, video game. USS Odyssey, Rio Grande from Deep Space Nine. Wesley Crusher. Shut up, Wesley. Here's a bunch of other cards that don't matter. Here's Admiral Layton. He's from the Deep Space Nine, but I don't think he showed up that much. Jadzia Dax. Catherine Pulaski. Some Admiral. Alyssa Ogawa. USS Sao Paulo, which is like another Defiant class ship. Jean-Luc Picard. Data. William T. Riker. Not to be confused with Thomas Riker. Julian Bashir. I have a shiny one. USS Defiant. Let's see. Michael Eddington, Paul Porter, Worf. He was both in The Next Generation and Deep Space Nine. Luther Sloan, Section 31. Vash, Geordie LaForge, Keiko O'Brien. Orion said, Trekkies, characters that don't matter, immediately wheezing. I mean, so these guys, I think, showed up in like one episode or movie. I think Vash shows up like 2 or 3 times, but USS Enterprise D, Tasha Yar, Montgomery Scott, a.k.a. Scotty, Admiral Barkley, Reginald Barkley, Benjamin Sisko. Oh, this one's a proxy, because obviously I haven't played this game in forever, so it's been a while. Let's see, I have a Borg deck. Oh yeah, hold on. We have to do a magic trick, but I could do... Wait, let me see. Oh, no, no, that's the one. I should do that with a deck. But yeah, Borg cards. All right. Hold on. Can I do that with one of these? Can I do that trick with this deck? Oh, that's going to be so hard to identify. You guys won't even know what we're looking for. Can I use the Cardassian deck? No, there's like duplicates and stuff. All right, hold on. I'm going to do a magic trick to fulfill Stern's request, and then we'll get back to doing some... all right, we're going to use the kings, I think, to help us out here. So, proxy card is lit. I thought you had something that had 7 of 9 on it. Oh, I don't think I have a 7 of 9 in that deck. I'd have to look for my Star Trek Voyager deck. All right, I'm going to put the kings over here. We're going to need a selection, and normally the selection is just somebody says stop somewhere here. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop. Let's not make it a face card because we're using... Okay. 3 of spades. Let's go ahead and use the 3 of spades to help us out here. So 3 of spades is selection, and I'm going to go ahead and place that right here. And I'm going to use the kings to help us do something with the 3 of spades. So I'm going to go ahead and turn all the kings face down. That was the king of King of diamonds. Here's the king of spades. Here's the king of hearts and the king of clubs. And what we will do is we are going to go ahead and wave our hand over all four kings. And we'll do it like this. 1, 2, 3. I don't know if you can tell, but all four of those cards have become one card. And this one card that's right here, if I fan, will become 4 cards. And this one card has become our 3 of spades. And those 4 cards are, of course, our helpers, the 4 kings. And that is a 4-for-1 switch. Thank you for that request, Stern. Alright, so now the request is try and find a card with 7 of 9 on it. I think I have one from Star Trek Voyager, but I have to find where that deck is. But once again, the queue is open. If anybody wants to request any tricks, feel free. I'm going to guess that would be in this box. The sleight of hand was majestic, by the way. Thank you kindly. So here, all good things. This was one of the later product lines, and I think this box probably grew in price if I didn't open it, but I've opened it and I've done a bunch of things. So let me see. Is this my Voyager deck? This is a Voyager deck. Let me pull out the cards and see if the Voyager crew is here. Okay, yeah, this looks about right. So let's see. Characters that don't matter: Chell, Marla Gilmore, Maxwell Burke, Joseph Carey. All right, now characters that do matter. Here's Neelix. That's Nimra. Here's the Equinox Doctor, which looks exactly like the regular Doctor. Noah Lessig, Dr. Fitzgerald. Here's B'Elanna Torres. Here's Kess. Here's Tuvok. So yeah, if I don't have 7 of 9 in here, or 7, then like I don't think I have her. But she would be in here. Here's the Delta Flyer. Here's Catherine Janeway. I have another Delta Flyer, I guess. Here's Rudolph Ransom, another shuttle. Here's Harry Kim. Would this be an awkward time for me to confess that I actually used to read some Star Trek Voyager fanfiction? Would this be a weird time to confess that? Yeah, I read some uh, Star Trek Voyager fanfiction when I was younger. Here's Chakotay. Welcome back, Bert. How's it going? They need a different card for each Janeway hairdo. I agree, because this Janeway hairdo was like her first one, and I think it's arguably the worst one. So, uh, yeah. But and thanks for unlurking. But welcome back. How's it going? And thanks for a shout out to Bert. The Bun of Steel. Yes, the one. Here's Samantha Wildman. Here is one. He was a Borg that they freed from the collective. Here's the Doctor. So in Voyager, the Doctor, uh, he was my favorite character, I think. They did wonders with his character development, and like some of the stories around his, like there was an episode that I remembered where the Doctor was like, I don't know what it's like to have a family, let me program one. And he programmed a family, and I'm like, wow, that was so intriguing. Like, Beth kind of sort of says it wouldn't be bad if you read the actual Star Trek books, but it's when you added fan fiction that's the crime, says Beth. One could argue Kess didn't end up mattering. I mean, to some extent. Spoilers. um, yeah, Lamau. Characters that don't matter needs to be a subcategory. By the way, now that I have the tech, please do link your YouTube. Oh, okay. Yeah, my YouTube is here. If anybody wants to follow along, I have over 300 magic tricks on my YouTube. Actually, over 350. I think I'm maybe like a dozen away from having 365 tricks in one playlist. I mean, I have more videos than that, but like specifically magic tricks that I'm putting this. I could do like a trick a day review. Like that would be fun, I think. Tom Paris. I did read Star Trek novels as well, but it's just that I did read some Star Trek fan fiction too. So my mom reads Star Trek books after all. Oh, okay. Vorik. Um, yes, and then so here's main cast. So yeah, I don't think I have a 7 of 9 or a 7 because this would be the deck that she would have been in. GipsonLens says, I read some Star Trek novels for school. For school? Oh, that sounds so cool. Actually, wait. Hold on. Do I have a special 7 of 9 over here? I don't even know why these are in cases. Well, some of these I understand, but maybe not all of them. Nope. So I have the cool, for anybody who didn't know, you could have stations as a thing, but they created some of the most unique cards, I feel like, for card games, but they're very, uh, how should I say, like flavorful. So this is Terok Nor, and this was the station that would eventually become Deep Space Nine. It was a Cardassian station, but actually this is not like a second card behind it. It was actually on the reverse side. The Bajoran controlled Deep Space Nine, and so depending on the game state, you might flip this between the two sides depending on who has control of the station. And so that was a very cool design thing. Orion Sen says, honestly, the only difference between good fan fiction and novels is name recognition. For example, there was a recent audiobook about Khan that happened. Let's from what I hear amazing, but the Shatner books that are sealed and authorized are categorically ungood, to be kind. Oh, and being vetted by publishers is another difference, but I shall not go on. I mean, look, being a kid as well, right? Like maybe I did not have the money to purchase any and all of the Star Trek books that I wanted to read. And so, what do you settle on? Well, the internet was new, and there were sites where people would write things about Star Trek, and so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. The Tarek Nord Deep Space Nine thing. Yeah, that was so they actually did a bunch of cool things in the game. Hold on, what are these ones? Oh no, those are just empty cases. Um, there's a lot more cards, but we're not gonna go through all of them. Let's see. I opened this box. I opened this one. There's one more. Let's open up that one. This one looks like the other one, but uh, there's obviously gonna be different stuff in it. Let's see. What is this? Oh, is this one my? Is this a first contact deck? Maybe. So if anybody didn't know, my favorite Star Trek movie is Star Trek First Contact. And if I had access to those in the public library, I certainly would have done so. We're not going to go into things that I dove into with the members there, with Buffy. All right, yeah, this is my first contact deck, I think, because most of these cards. Hold on. Oh no, this is not my deck. This is a friend's deck that he gave me all of his cards, but I didn't have the heart to destroy his deck. Never mind. Yeah, this is not my deck, and it's not a first contact deck. I have a first contact deck somewhere, but so in his Federation deck, he had a Garrick because Garrick would basically work with anybody. USS Enterprise, Admiral Riker from the future, USS Thunderchild, Wesley Crusher. Shut up, Wesley. Sorry, I can't say Wesley Crusher and not say shut up, Wesley. Zephram Cochrane. Orion Senses. First Contact is a perfect film even if you do not know or care about Star Trek. Yeah, I would say that people can follow along in First Contact even if they don't know like all the lore. I think if you do know some of the lore, it does add a little bit of extra, but Julian Bashir, there's Worf. We saw some of those when I went through my cards. USS Defiant. Here's the USS Enterprise E. Sao Paulo. Here's Ensign Chekhov. Deanna Troy. I know an ad break is happening, but we're going to go through these cards. Here's Admiral Ross, a different Admiral Ross. Rachel Garrett. She was the captain of USS Enterprise C. This is Enrique Muniz. Jean-Luc Picard from First Contact, USS Enterprise C. Miles O'Brien. Beverly Crusher. Beth, kind of sort of grown Wesley actor, hates when people tell him that, apparently. Yes, I know. Data. And then Doorways, and who's this? Okay, that's the same sleeve. Mr. Scott. Alright, so, yep, this is my friend's deck. I won't ever destroy it, probably. I don't think he'll ever come back to the game, but let's see. Okay, yeah, this one I think is my First Contact deck. Oh crap, did that go here or here? Man, this is the problem with having these cards here. I haven't played in so long. The ad break makes sense. No one wants to be told to shut up. Yes. Absolutely. Okay. Alright, so the ad break I think is finishing up for you guys now. Yeah, so Will Wheaton, if anybody doesn't know who Will Wheaton is, Will Wheaton was the actor that played Wesley Crusher. And Will Wheaton is an interesting guy. And if you have seen The Big Bang Theory, he guest starred on The Big Bang Theory several times as Will Wheaton. And but he's a prominent member and fan of board games. He's a prominent member of the board game community, and so I haven't personally like met him at a Gen Con, because at Gen Con there's like 60,000 people. But one of my friends actually was friends with somebody else who both knew Will Wheaton and was sometimes in his gaming circles. And so there was one Gen Con where we went and we split off to do different things. And he ended up hanging out with Will Wheaton in a hotel room. Not one on one, but there was like a dozen people, and they were playing board games. And I think I was doing some other event. It might have actually been a Star Wars event. I think I was playing Star Wars cards. But oh yeah, let me also mention that I will be going. I know I'm unemployed, but I'm going to be going to Gen Con this year. I've already registered because registration opened earlier today, and my best friend asked, "Hey, are you going to Gen Con?" And I'm like, depends. Are you going?" And he's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll go. It's fine." So good news is that I had some system credit from prior years, so it was not the cost of a full. Now, here's the thing. The pricing was weird because Thursday and Friday are shorter days, and the pricing for each one of those days was like, by themselves, was like maybe 70 to $90. And then for Saturday and Sunday, because those are like full days, were like 110-ish. But you can get a 4-day pass for like 170 bucks. So you're basically getting like 2 days for free if you just get the 4-day pass. But the 4-day passes will run out. So I was like, all right. And even if I don't go, like it'd be easier for me to get it now than if I determine this later and can't go, then it'll be easier for me to like to say, oh no, I have to give my 4-day pass back. So I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna get the badge, and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna go. But if something happens and I can't, then at least I had the 4-day badge. So the price difference is staggering. Orion says, actually, Will Wheaton is really well humored considering in this situation he was put into. Yeah, if you see any of the stuff he does or like tabletop, he quit fails every single time. This is how I balance the cosmos. Or critical fails. Oh yeah. Gasp! How dare you not choose the side of the stars? Yeah, no. Will Wheaton used to do a show on YouTube called I think it was like Tabletop, and he would do games and stuff. But I mean, they were more like entertainment, like fun shows than anything like super serious about board games. Because honestly, like he's just a fun guy, and don't let like the sarcasm seethe out too much. But yeah, I like the meme, but I do feel bad for him when he has to encounter that. But yes, it's funny. But no, I like Will Wheaton. Oh yeah, I forgot to clear this from the queue, but the queue is empty if anybody wants to see any more Magic. And actually, we'll probably do a last call if anybody wants to see any more Magic. I'm thinking about ending soon um, because I do have a couple things that I need to do tomorrow morning, but it's not like time urgent, I guess. So, Feldon Kane said, Will Wheaton. You know, the way that you spelled his name, I know exactly how you were pronouncing his name. Orion Sen says, on the record, saying that he understands me and that the character was fundamentally flawed. Yeah, I will say that that the Wesley Crusher character um, started off great, and then there was like a lot of cop out around the writing. But I don't know if that's necessarily because it was around him being a kid and like the lack of availability. Then he just couldn't always be there because like obviously there were laws around like kids and doing acting and stuff. Like they still have to go to school and they still have to fulfill certain things. Yeah, nice. So, yeah, the world of child acting is wild. Like, if you go back, like the time when like Haley Mills was a kid and she did The Parent Trap like the first time as like a young girl, like there were way fewer laws than like you know much later. So, yeah, but if you compare his character development to Nog in DS9, it's not really fair. Yeah, dude. I forgot. Did this come up in Gibson Lens's stream? Actually, we were talking, and it's like, yeah, Nog was it felt like Nog was such a throwaway character at the beginning of Deep Space Nine, but by the end of Deep Space Nine, it was like, oh my god, his character arc is so crazy, and, right? Like everything that he's gone through, and it was, yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Bert says yes, yes. So yeah, and Wesley Crusher wasn't even the worst main TNG character. Oh man, what are the choices we? But yeah, man, like the Deep Space Nine character arcs for some of those characters. Like, I will say this: the Next Generation, when I watched a lot of it, I I had my mind expanded because the ideas that were introduced were just all new ideas to me at the time. Like, I wasn't so deep into sci-fi that I knew all these things from books. I learned all of them from Star Trek, and then, but the thing was, it's like I very rarely did I have like an emotional attachment to like any of those stories that happen in the Next Generation, and I ended up getting a little bit more of that in like Voyager, but the most emotional, I will confess, the most emotional episodes that I felt like I experienced were from Deep Space Nine. So yeah, a lot of the Deep Space Nine episodes, not all of them, obviously, there were some bad Deep Space Nine episodes, but Gibson Len says, spoiler, there was finally some substantial DS9 fan service in the latest Star Trek episode. What? All right. Well, I haven't watched any of the new series, so I can't really say. Although a lot of people forget that Wesley did more morally correct position objectively than even Picard, as long as you wear that uniform. And Wesley turned in his badge. I mean, I'm not saying that. I mean, I guess you weren't saying that I was saying anything. So, yeah, yeah. The thing is, it's like I don't know. Wesley's character, I felt like he was just made fun of, just like for being like a okay, when I was a kid, there was this stigma where like nerds and and people who were smart and geeks, like they would get a bad rap, right? Because we were just coming off of like you know, these generations where people would make fun of people that were nerds and geeks, and like the people who owned the world, they were like the the jocks or the popular people. And to this day, I could argue that maybe popular people still win, but they're just different people now. But like, you know jocks, I mean, I was watching a YouTube video yesterday about how sad and depressing that there are people who are great athletes that make it into the Olympics, that they have to fundraise for them to get to the Olympics, because most of them, like, unless you're like a Usain Bolt or like a Michael Phelps or anybody who's just like in the limelight, most of them may not make enough money to be able to afford a trip to a location to where the Olympics are. And so they'll do crowdfunding, and they'll make Kickstarters, being like, hey, help, or GoFundMe. And I'm just like, that's so depressing. Anyway, Orion Sun says, I also mean Wesley was used as a Deus Ex Machina, yeah, of an otherwise very engaging and interesting story. Oh, I just happened to be doing this project for school that will solve the problem that the incredibly high trained adults in specific fields don't know how to do. That's just bad writing. Yeah, yeah. I have like mixed feelings about Deus Ex Machina, right? Like, in one respect, yeah, it could be lazy writing, and then the other respect, it's like, well, you could write any story, and like, if it was the other story, it might not be as interesting. Or like, I can understand for like an episodic show where it's like, I need to get it back into regular state so that people can watch the episodes out of order, and it makes sense. But like, there's no excuse for it now, right? Because there's no reason. GipsonLens says, if you don't like that, then definitely don't watch Starfleet Academy. Warning, spoiler. Is that what it is? Okay, let me see here. Let me find what I want to do for the finale trick. Oh, you know what I hadn't done in a bit since, because I've done these other tricks that I normally do. We're gonna do this one. Absolutely love for when you come. Love that show. All right, one day I will catch back up with all the Star Trek stuff, maybe. So once again, trying to do voice to text while live, yeah, is not fun even with really good mobile. Yeah, voice. Here's the thing: there's different technologies for how good voice is, and I still am unsure of like which technology um, this one uses or your phone uses. But I found that anything that uses like the Google Voice to text is surprisingly very good. And I know this because when my mom speaks, she has a Vietnamese accent, and I would say if we were in the 90s, absolutely none of those technologies would have been able to convert anything. But it was like maybe it was like 2010 or something. She got a new smartphone, and it was an Android, and she spoke into it, and it got every word correct. And I was like, wow, that's so good, with like a very heavy, thick Vietnamese accent. So anyway, I do think that, yeah, different technologies still matter, and but anybody can get ahead. It's like with AI, right? Everybody thought OpenAI was going to be the leading edge, and I've actually personally I've been using about 4 or 5 different LLMs just on rotate, or sometimes I have use cases where I'm like, I want to see what each one of them say, and I've determined now personally that I feel like Gemini is my top choice for an LLM. So if that matters to anybody. um, all right, so let's see. All right, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close the queue. All right, guys. Thank you so much for everybody coming out and hanging out with me tonight. thank you to everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you chatted in chat, which, by the way, I think we did a lot more chatting tonight than we normally did. So thank you guys for chatting tonight. I love chatting with you guys. Thank you to everyone who chatted in chat, did a sound alert, requested a trick, clicked on the heat map. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun for me. Orion Sen says, my different aspect of nerd immediately thought this was a reference to this song, Chop Suey. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for being here, Felden Kane. Um, it Also, thank you to all the lurkers out there, because magic is one of those rare art forms where if I'm doing magic at home, there's no magic happening. The magic has to happen in your mind. Also, if anybody was concerned that this was black magic sorcery or deals with the devil, it is none of those things. This is all sleight of hand. And if you don't believe me, that's okay. Please use my cover story so the feds don't dissect me because they think I have real magic. Guys, if you are not following all of our mods, let's please give mod love to all of our mods. First up, we have Chan the Magic Man. Guys, if you're not following our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan the Magic Man is a fellow magician. He does magic on Twitch. If you give him a follow, you can catch him doing magic on Magic Mondays. If you catch him other times, he might be playing retro games, community games, Grand Theft Auto online. So definitely check him out. I love your disclaimer. It's perfect and hilarious. Guys, if you're not following our friend and mod GipsonLens, please give GipsonLens a follow. GipsonLens is a pianist, composer, composed his own originals, put out his first album last year, and actually just put out another single, which I'll actually have to update here as well. So, and definitely check him out. And he's also a software developer by day, works for Double Fine Games, and Double Fine announced that there's a new game called Kiln that I believe GibsonLens said he's working on. So, and then also I modded him today, guys. If I have to create a command for you, Todd, but if you're not following our friend Felden Kane, our friend and mod Felden Kane, please give Felden Kane a follow. Felden Kane, variety gamer, trying to find ways to grow his community, but loves playing RPGs. And if you like interacting with the streamer and having and choosing what games the streamer plays, um, Felden Kane's your guy. So definitely, thank you guys. Yeah, you're welcome. No problem. So, um, and so those are all the mods that we had today in stream. So thank you guys. And let me see here. Oh, if you guys want to see more of me, I know the ad break is going to kick in a second. Come and check out my YouTube channel. I have over 350 magic tricks on my YouTube channel, and I keep on adding more. So definitely come. And if you need to see any of the VODs are on this other channel. If you want to hop in the Discord, I announce when I'm going live in the Discord on Twitch. Boom. Okay, now I can just chill out because now I'm going to wait for the 90-second ad break to be over. Uh, But I know some people who are lagging behind probably got hit with the ad while I was saying. But you know what? To me, that's I was able to send that out. I sent the bits out. Oh, actually, this is probably going to be a good time for me uh, to let me see here. Let me hop in my Discord for a second, and then invite. Oh, I should probably learn how to do user roles in Discord, so then I don't have to do all this every time. Um, oh, I did the wrong thing. Done. Okay. Now I did the correct thing. There we go. Boom. All right. Ad break is finishing now. All right. Awesome. Cool. All right. I think people should be coming back now. I've been pushing all of my stuff on social medias and trying to get exposure and trying to get magic gigs and trying to get apply to real jobs. But I'm creating an Android app, so maybe I'll have a new future in software development making Android apps if that ends up working out. Or maybe if I make so I have a couple of ideas for Android apps. I'm gonna finish up this one, and then I already told myself I'm gonna create a website for me, and then after that I'll probably start creating another app. But maybe I can try and monetize some apps and see if they can just make me some passive money. All right, okay. And anyway, with that, let's go ahead and do the finale trick. And assuming I don't mess it up, then we'll find somebody to raid. For anybody who's never been here before, I always don't like to finish up on a trick that I mess up on, and so if I do mess up on this, we're gonna do another finale trick. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, cool. Apologies, but relink the YouTube before the end of stream. Oh yeah, okay. Here, YouTube, right there. Oh man, Felden Kane was almost right on top of it. Sorry, my finger was right there. Thank you, Felden Kane. Thank you, Orion Sen. All right. So here we go. Guys, I just want you to imagine that I have a pile of jokers in my hand. I just want you to imagine. So here we've got one, two, three, actually three jokers and a queen of clubs. Now, I do want you to remember that the jokers are blue backed and the queen of clubs is red backed, okay? Um, and so here's what we're going to do. Um, I just want you to imagine that I'm taking the queen of clubs and I'm placing it under the table and I'm throwing it through the table, through the mat, through my hand and back into this packet. I know you don't believe me, but take a look. See, it has already come back here into the packet. But I just want you to imagine again. I'm going to take it, I'm going to place it underneath the table. I'm going to throw it through the table, through the mat, through my hand, back into the packet. I know, you don't believe me, but look, here we go. I know, it's so weird, right? But actually, here, let me just go ahead and do it one more time. I'm going to just throw it through the table, through the mat, through my hand, back into the packet. Now, I don't know if you remember, I told you to imagine that it's doing each one of these things. And I don't know if you know, but you remember I told you to imagine that I was holding a packet of jokers? Well, actually, now, if I show you, none of these jokers were actually ever there. And remember when I said you had to imagine the Queen of Clubs? Well, that was also part of your imagination. And that, my friends, I will call a successful finale for today. And we'll call that a wrap. Super Bowl of Card Tricks, Adam07950. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. Shefferstern, thank you for the mind blown. Thank you kindly for the claps. Felden Kane. Super Bowl of Card Tricks. No, if I had any Super Bowl of Card Tricks, it would have been the stream where I celebrated 1K and I did every trick in the trick list. I did 81 tricks. I performed 81 tricks, but 80 distinct tricks in 4.5 hours. That was the most mind burning stream that I've ever had. It was tough, but I did it. And now I can brag about that forever. And now if I was to do that today, it's slightly different because I just added a trick to the to the trick list today. So, all right, cool. So, I don't know when I'm going to stream next, but if you join the Discord, I will announce it. Actually, I don't have to announce it. Streamcord will announce it for me. So yes, all right. Streamcord will announce it for me. Um, yeah. So I don't know. I do know that I want to do a cooking stream some point this week. So we will do a cooking stream. I think this week at some point. I will probably want to do maybe another. I don't know if it's going to be an improvement stream or just chatting stream where I'm doing some stuff. I was also considering maybe reallocating that to also maybe doing a coding stream, but I don't know if that will be boring for people. So, Orion said, much appreciated. My support can only be enthusiasm, but maybe some additional AdSense. Oh yeah, I mean, if you watch my videos on YouTube or you share the link like with people who might like enjoy tricks, like magic tricks, like any and all of that helps. So thank you very much. So, all right, let's go find somebody to raid. Let's see who's on. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. We have a couple of the usual suspects. We've got a few other people that I don't normally raid that are on. We've got. Let's see here. Oh, let me see. When was the last time I raided? Oh, thank you for bringing up the raid calls. Uh, People, what does your PC run on? Um, Electricity? I don't know. How do you want me to answer that? Fumes and a lot of good, a lot of persistence. I don't. How am I supposed to answer? It's running on my table. I don't know. That's. Oh, which OS? It runs on Trust. It runs on internet tubes. I don't know. Hopes and Dreams. It was built in 2012. Oh, okay. Is that a dad joke? Can we? All right. Let me see here. Uh, I did raid. Let me see. Did we raid into? Okay. So I think tonight. Thank you for the stream. You're welcome, Shuffer Stern. I'm constantly doing the weirdest CPR on this device. Yeah, 2012 is an old device. So that's over a decade ago. So that's old stuff. Yeah, I have a new. This is a new laptop from last. Like I bought it last year, preemptively to hopefully avoid tariffs. And then they were like, no, not on tech products. I'm like, oh, okay. And then now I'm glad I bought it because the price of like RAM and like other and processors are skyrocketing. So I'm happy for that. All right. You know what? Who's on that I've been? And he was here earlier. And let me see how long he's been going on actually. Before I decide here. Okay. Yeah. So let's go over to our friend Kyodemon. So I also created a new command. It's RT, which I stole from somebody else. But I mean, I had a rating thing, but typing rating was too long. So now we have raid target. That's what. So we're gonna go and raid our friend Kyodemon. Kyudemon's variety gamer as well, and has lately been playing Bloodborne. So, but I just randomly sat in while I was doing my coding project on his stream, and he was playing with his friend, and they were like being the most ridiculous, hilarious people. Like I listened to it as a podcast. Like I wasn't even watching the game. I was just like hanging out and listening. So it was a fun time. But he's a cool guy. Plays games. Plays disc golf. Um, so let's go over there and let me copy raid call before I forget, because I always forget. I make sure I got it. Okay, cool. All right, great seeing everybody tonight. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with me. Hopefully everybody had a good time. Hopefully we'll see you guys around next time. Um, Remember to hydrate. Remember to stretch. Remember to get good sleep because, as we all know, it's super hard to always get good sleep nowadays. And also, you have a glorious day. All right, or a glorious night because it's a night for me too. So if you can't tell, it's dark through that window. It's dark. All right. See you guys. Orion Sen says, "Hey, remember when like 150 gigs was like super huge? Lamau whispering my whisper. You have to hang in there. You can't. Yeah, hold. Star Wars. Hold together, baby. Hold together. Um, Let me see. 150 gigs. I probably have more uh, stream vods in like a couple months than 150 gigs. So that's what I'm saying. I remember when 20 megs was huge. Yeah, that was the Nintendo games, like Mega Man, the first Mega Man was like a meg, and that was like big for a Nintendo game. All right, the timer is about to go, man. All right, good seeing you guys. All right, have a good night. See ya. Bye.